and fed the lie that kept us blind from being alive to the point where we don't even try.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn Walsh, and you're on Native Ground. We are at the red carpet premiere of the Eagles Part 1 documentary. We're waiting Don Henley, Joe Walsh, and Glenn Frey. Can't wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hi, Alex. How are you? I'm Bronwyn. Can you introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Alex Gibney, filmmaker, and I'm the producer of History of the Eagles Part 1.
What went into putting the film together?
The fact was that this is one of the great rock and roll stories of all time. You know, the young scuffling kids come to great fame and then break up at the moment of their greatest fame. I mean, they have the best-selling album, I think, in the 20th century. So it just seemed like a classic rock and roll story. And the great thing about this one was that the Eagles had saved all this fantastic material that nobody had seen before. Footage shot by some of the best people in the world at the height of their powers. Intimate, Super 8 film of sort of backstage parties, all of that. And so we were able to, I was kind of the plate setter for Alison to put it all together.
What is it like working with Alison on the film?
Look, Alison's a genius, and she's particularly great with putting together lots of archival footage in a different way, and really great working with music. So it was kind of like I threw out the bats and balls, and she hit it out of the park. My job is to kind of get as many resources for Alison to use as possible. And luckily the band was so enthusiastic and so pumped up about wanting to do it that it all worked out.
Yeah. What makes the young viewers would be interested?
Well, I think particularly when they see them as young men growing up, I mean, I think young viewers will relate. There's something special in seeing the early steps of the Eagles as they're coming out. I think we can all relate to that. When we're young, we don't know what the hell we're doing, and we're just trying to make it. And they did. They made it big.
Hi, I'm Alison Ellwood, director of the Eagles, History of the Eagles Part 1.
So what's it like creating such a legendary film?
It's been really exciting and a lot of fun. It's been a great journey. Amazing footage that we had to work with, and an amazing story and amazing music, as we know. So,
Are they one of the first bands that inspired you in the music field?
certainly one of the first bands I loved at the
What's
time.
your favorite song?
I have a lot. Hotel California, obviously, but Desperado is one of my all-time favorites. So, but there's so many, yeah. Old school, yeah. But I love them all.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Bronwyn.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Could you introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm Timothy B. Schmidt. I sing and play bass for the Eagles.
Beautiful. When did you first decide that I'm going to be a musician? I'm going to make it big.
Well, I decided to be on stage probably when I was in early grade school. And I was singing and playing different instruments, and I tap danced and all that stuff. And then early high school, I started strumming instruments and singing more, getting a little more into it, and then I realized that it was a lot of fun, and that people looked at you different after. When you first get heard on the radio, people start looking at you different. It's not that you're any different, but I guess not everybody gets on the radio. And that happened to me when I was 18. So that was very cool. And I was from Sacramento at the time.
Really? We're from Sacramento as well.
I used to know Dennis Banks, and I went to a Sundance years ago with my wife in the 80s through him. Yeah. And I have a really great Native American artifact collection. I'm very attracted to all that.
Yeah. How do you hope the youth will,
There's about 3 generations that come to our shows now. Parents, a lot of people say, I grew up with your music, and then they bring in their kids. So it's pretty great. I mean, I'm 65 years old. I would have never thought when I was in my 20s that I would be, standing here right now doing this kind of thing and being able to sell out arenas, and it's pretty cool.
Hi, Don. How are you doing?
I saw you earlier.
Oh, did you? Where?
You were at the other thing, weren't you? The other press conference? Yeah.
Yeah, we were. So how are you? How are you doing?
Faces. I'm doing fine. I'm a little warm at the moment, but I'm okay.
What made you choose the directors, Alex and Alison?
Their track record. I mean, he's a highly respected, award-winning director, and he hasn't done this kind of thing. We didn't want somebody who'd done a bunch of music documentaries. We wanted somebody who'd done more hard-hitting stuff. He did Taxi to the Dark Side. He did Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room. And we were very impressed with his work. We looked at it. And we said, if that guy's interested, we would like to have him do it. To our surprise and delight, he was interested in doing it.
So, what was going on in your life during the transition from Desperado to life in the fast lane?
From 1973 to 1979, that's the span of time you're talking about.
Was there any big change for you?
Well, yeah, being wildly successful in a rock and roll band, you know, and being in the public eye was a big change for us, you know, growing up in public, so to speak.
What's next?
More of the same, I guess. We're going to do a tour based on this documentary. We're going to do a History of the Eagles tour, which will begin probably in June and go for a couple of years all around the world, and then that may be enough. Who knows?
I'm Alex Gibney, producer of History of the Eagles Part 1. I'm on native ground.
I'm Alison Ellwood. I'm director of the History of the Eagles Part 1, and I'm on native ground.
Hi, I'm Timothy B. Schmidt from the Eagles, and you're on native ground.
Hi, I'm Don Henley of the Eagles, and it's nice to be here on native ground.
For far too long we've been fed the lie that kept us blind from being alive, to the point where we don't even try. A war of the mind